Donald Trump's criminal trial in the Manhattan District starts back up again today, and I've been getting a lot of questions and comments about Judge Juan Merchan and when he's going to give his decision on Donald Trump's violations of the gag order. You know, he heard the complaint and he said, "I'm going to reserve my decision." Now, immediately I thought what he's going to do is hold this over Donald Trump's head to try to keep him in check and not put the hammer down until he absolutely had to. But I had a guest on my podcast today, the Rational Boomer podcast, Eric, a listener from Iowa, and he had an interesting take that I hadn't thought of, and I kind of hope he's right. His take is this: he reserved his right to decide on the gag order violations. But there's another hearing on Thursday with Donald Trump regarding new gag order violations. And what Eric suggested was that maybe Juan Merchan comes out with a decision on the first set of violations on Wednesday. Fines him $1,000 per violation, whatever, no big deal. But as soon as he violates it a second time after being found guilty the first time, then he gets the hammer. Well, you see where Eric is going with this. Eric is suggesting he puts out the decision Wednesday. They have the hearing on Thursday. Now Donald Trump has shoved it in the face of Juan Merchan, and Juan Merchan can then hammer it home, put him in jail or whatever he's going to do. I don't know for sure how this is all going to play out, but that's an interesting concept. And I want to encourage you folks, if you haven't already done it, to check out the Rational Boomer podcast. Eric is the guest on today's show. It's a great show, and you'll want to listen to it. It's easy to find. All you have to do is go to rationalboomer.com, and there are links to everywhere I'm at. It'll get you the audio version of the podcast and the video version of the podcast on YouTube. I encourage you to check out the Rational Boomer podcast. We've got a lot of things to discuss and a lot of things we need to keep in the narrative. So it's important you have all the information. And you can get that on the Rational Boomer podcast. So please join us.